Welcome back. The Niagara Penguins Parasport Club has been unable to gather since last March due to the pandemic. Their sports programs are an important lifeline for many athletes with disabilities across Niagara. Penguins coach Loretta Davis joins us. Loretta, how have you been able to maintain that sense of community that's so important to your members without being able to come together?
So when the pandemic first hit, we actually created a private Facebook group that all our athletes, coaches, volunteers could come on and just connect with one another. Could create chats, they could create posts for one another. We created what's called Motivational Mondays. We did throughout the summer last summer. So we challenged each other to do different fitness activities throughout the summer. And then as it was looking like we weren't going to be returning to in-person sport in September, we started creating online programming. So we actually offer 3 days a week of online programming.
What are some of the sessions that you've held online with your members?
So we do on Monday we do get active sessions. So that's for like a younger group, like just get some yoga, some fun physical activities going on there. And then Wednesday is our social time. So we can do things like escape rooms, like bingo. We do just some fun games to get socializing going. And then our Saturday sessions is for our basketball and volleyball crew, which is a more CrossFit and more intense workouts that they want to participate in because they want to get that more physical activity in there.
Throughout this pandemic, certain sections of society have been, hindered, I guess, more than others. And I would imagine that a lot of the members of your sports club aren't getting out as much and certainly aren't being as active. And being active was a huge part of them feeling, I guess, that they're part of something.
Yeah, exactly. So it has been hard on them. It's just been that weekly checking in on everybody and encouraging them to at least and come and join our virtual sessions so they could be active throughout this past year. We're really hoping to get back into in person eventually, hopefully in the fall, but this is what we have for right now and this is what we're going to make do with. So
do you have any idea, now we're moving into stage 2 this week, do you have any idea when the Penguins might be able to get back together and start with some activities? Would you be able to maybe approach the group on some outdoor bocce ball, for instance?
Right now, we have to follow what the public health is telling us, and we have not heard too much of it right now. So we're waiting and just encouraging them to keep coming out and try to get active. Like we all are getting eager to get on that court again, but we can only deal with what we can do at this point. So,
were you able to get out some equipment to some of your members so they could stay active at home?
Yes. So a couple of things. So the Ontario CP Sports Association was generous enough to actually provide a couple of our boccia athletes with boccia kits. So different, like a whole boccia set, different like targeting things that they could do for online training. And we created our virtual programming through that. So we started doing virtual boccia on every Friday. So we have every other week, we have practice that we do virtually and they just use those kits. We also have what we just did this past week is our lending program that some of our athletes are borrowing our hand cycle through the summer so they can get outside and get riding so they can get active.
Are you concerned moving forward that you might lose some of the volunteers that have typically helped out with the Penguins?
We probably will lose some because some have graduated, moved on to different things in their life, but I'm sure we can retain more with the help of the university that we've always had. So, well, with any hope that we'll stay there.
And is funding pretty stable right now as well?
We have a great group of people working on getting grants and helping us make sure we're sustainable. So I'm sure we will be sustainable eventually. So my hopes are still there.
Back in April, you announced the Para Athlete of the Year, the Penguin of the Year, actually. Shelley Gilbert, can you tell me a little bit about why she received that award?
So Shelley received that award for being an ambassador for the Penguins. She had been talking about our virtual programming that we were doing, about just bringing athletes into the program that hadn't even been part of our program in person. So she was being a very good advocate for our group. So that's why she received that. And she came to every one of our virtual sessions.